All right. Well, oh, excuse me. This is the quarantine lockdown show. I am your pandemic comic. That's me. And I want to thank you very much. I have to look up because I have two brain cells I operate off of, and one of them doesn't work that well. So I have to look up for cues, and that's what I'm looking up for. All right? Anyway, I am the pandemic comic. Here I am in my space. This is actually in my mother's basement. And how fortunate for me to have my own little carved out niche space right here in my mother's basement. I mean, I'm very lucky, really. I mean, I am. And I'm not, just saying that or giving that. I am fortunate, very fortunate to have this situation. So, I am in my mother's basement. I am doing this this wonderful YouTube program that I like to call the Quarantine Lockdown Show. And it airs periodically whenever I think of material that will actually be even remotely semi-funny. And even then, that's the question, because we all have our tastes, and I am just a beginner. That's one major thing that I want to put right out there right now, right here. Clear it out, clear the air. All right? I am not a professional. I'm not paid, except for when this site burst into flames and I get advertising revenue, but hasn't happened yet as of this filming. This is November of 2020. The November to remember of our wonderful year. And I am here to say that I am not a professional. In fact, I am very much a novice. Now, there may be others in the past that may say, oh, he's had a year of acting classes. Well, that's true. I did have a year of acting classes. Was it with a formal, recognized group or organization? Let's just say it was above ground. It wasn't in a basement somewhere. And not that basements are bad places, because I'm in a basement right now. So, anyway, there's nothing wrong with basements, all right? And that's the other thing. I'm going to do my darndest to not offend folks, okay? Well, let me go back to the previous point first. And the previous point was, I'm not a professional. I'm an amateur. As you can tell, as you can hear from this rambunctious rigmarole, I am not an actor or a comedian. I do not make a living standing up in front of people and reciting jokes. I can't do it. I like I said, I have two brain cells, and I can't remember what I had for breakfast today. Never mind, what bits and bytes I have for story material, for punchlines, for jokes, for bullet items that are going to make people laugh. I can't do it, especially in front of a crowd. You kidding me? I'm lucky that I'm not scaring away any rodents that may be down here. All right? So yes, I I'm in my mother's basement. That's point one. Point two, I'm not a professional. I'm just your run-of-the-mill, raggedy guy off the street. Could be anybody. Could be your neighbor. God forbid. I don't think I'm a bad neighbor. I'm pretty quiet, as I always say. But I'm not a bad neighbor even though I am quiet. So, anyway, I'm rambling again. That was point number two, was my lack of affiliations. I have none, zero, zip, nada. No Actors Equity, no stand-up comics at the Montreal Laugh Fest. I've never done that. I can't remember, like I said 3 times ago. So, please, I'm not a professional. I didn't go to Yale, I didn't go to USC, I didn't go to UCLA, I didn't go to NYU, I didn't go to any of those schools. New school, old school, school on the block. But like I said, I did have a year of actors training. And again, it was at a school in a city somewhere. And it's not very, what am I trying to say? It's not well known. I don't even know if it exists still. But anyway, let's move on. That was point number two. Oh, and this is soda water, by the way, or soda, I should say. Non-brand soda. And you're going to hear that from me. I'm not going to use, that's another thing. No brands, all right? There's no brand. If you see a brand sticking out somewhere, it's because I made a mistake and it's sticking out. It shouldn't be out there. There are no brands. I hate the idea of a branding in art. Not that this is even art, but I hate branding in all of our society, and it's rampant everywhere. You can't get away from a single advertisement no matter what you do. And so, it's not that I'm against sponsorship. No, I'm not against that. But I will say that for now, all the brand names kaput. All right? If you see one, like I said, or you see a symbol, again, I messed up here somewhere on this delicate set. And this is a delicate set. Let me tell you how delicate a set it is. Okay? I just spent an hour or more fixing it up. All right? And I can't stray too far because I've only got a certain window. I'm on a computer laptop. And so, like, I'm reaching out to there, and I'm reaching out to there. That's about the extent of the frame. And then up, so, but some of these things, like these things, this is my mother's weight system for exercises. She doesn't use them. She gave them to me because I could use them. I really need to use them, actually. So maybe while we're talking here, I will use these free weights. But again, as I say, everything here is set up safely so that nobody gets hurt. No pets. We'll go through a couple of these set items, I guess. I got this down in Florida at a wonderful craft fair. And I love it. It's a little dusty. I'll dust her off or him off or whatever it is. I believe it's, well, anyway, it's balsa wood maybe? I don't even know. It's pretty hard. It hurts. It went home in my suitcase, but I hang her or him here off of my cat's traveling mechanism. I put the cat in here and I go to the vet. Which she hates and which I hate even more because All she does is meow the entire way. So, but she's 17, 18 years old. And for a domestic short hair, that's a pretty good long life, don't you think? That's longer than I want to live in human years. Multiplied by 7, right? Or at least that's the dog rule. So yeah, the set is what the set is. I found that somewhere and just threw that stuff on there. That's a little joke, inside joke to comedians. Take it for what it means, comedians. You know, I think Mr. might. Well, oh, that was another rule. Rule number 4 or 5. No name dropping. None. 0. Zip. So I'm going to delete that name out when I go into post-production. That name will be removed. But what I was meaning to say is that any comedian that makes their weight in gold on either coast, around the world, on TV, as an A-list stand-up comedian will have performed at a club in New York City, and that's sort of an homage, so to speak. I've never been there. I've only heard about it, like I said. Anyway, this little guy back here, I don't know if you can see him, he's riding the waves. That I put up in my well, not my vegetable garden, it's my mother's property. But I put it up with on my mother's property with the vegetable growings that are going to hopefully sprout and grow. So far, or should I say, in November in this climate, not much is growing. So, that's it, and that's that for that decoration. And, everything else you can tell. I mean, I got chairs here. I got, some of this stuff is from most of it is from my life. A lot of it, that mirror is not my, can you see that mirror? Yeah. Well, anyway, that mirror is not my own. I did borrow it. That is my mother's mirror. I will say that. I don't even know if you can see it. See, I've got these two lights coming at me, right? And this is how Hollywood works. You need light in order to see the subject. Sadly, I'm your subject. But anyway, so I've got these 2 lights staring at me, blaring at me. They're actually seasonal affective, I can't even say it. Seasonal affective disorder lamps. It's kind of like me in the wintertime, being seasonally disordered. But there are 2 lamps that I have shimmied and tied down to a couple sawhorses, and then above that I've got my teleprompter. Yes, I have a teleprompter. Now, if I'm looking at you like this right now, I can't see the teleprompter. I can't read it. I can't see it. I'll tell you why. I'm blind in my right eye, which is this eye. I was going to say I was blind in this eye, but that'd be stupid because I can see perfectly well out of this eye. But this is a retinoschisis, if you want to Google that if you're bored so far. And it rendered me blind due to genetics, actually. So I'm not going to get into that anymore. We've gone through that in my life enough in this family. There's no blame, and you can't do anything about it right now anyway. Hasn't figured any... Oh, God! I just dropped 2 more names, and I apologize. Nobody can do anything about genetic engineering. I mean, maybe they can for this virus that we're all here for, right? I mean, we're all stuck in our basement, metaphorically speaking, in one form or another. So, yes, I am in the basement, and we're all in the basement. And it stinks. Some are more in the basement than the others, and I understand that completely. So, I'm trying to earn an extra buck. I don't even know, you got to get so many views and so many subscribers and all that. You know, that's all above and beyond me. That's like going to YouTube school. Now, there's a name I will use because that is the platform on which this is running, and that is called YouTube, a Google company. Um, and so, yes, uh, YouTube. There, I said one, and that one, that brand name, that will stick in this video. Um, you probably already fast forwarded or left by now. If you're still watching, I thank you for watching. I understand, and oh yeah, these are my symbols, peace and love, right? And if where's that backwards? I don't know. There we go. And so, you know, if you want to hit on the like and the subscribe, there's another advertisement. I'm getting out all the advertisements now. Why don't I do that? Okay, the website, it's thepandemicstupid.com. That's the name of it. ITS thepandemicstupid.com. It's thepandemicstupid.com. That's the website. Have fun with that. Twitter, if you see me tweet, it'll be with the handle @pandemiccomic. There you go for that. I don't tweet much. I may like on Twitter. I'm not a real tweeter though. So, you know, but I might put, if I do tweet, it'll be what I tweet that's on Facebook. Now, I'm on Facebook as well, so there's another thing. You can look up my Facebook page. All right, and I will post when new videos are up on the Facebook page and the Twitter page. So, I'm not doing it. I understand people follow it, but it's not, at least based on statistics and all that good stuff, it's down there, and I only have so much time in the day, and if I have one more diversion, my day is short as it is sitting around. I can't sit around, you know, doing one more pointless thing. I mean, no offense. And I didn't even mean to drop that. I'm probably going to, well, I am going to bleep out that other name dropping. That sounds like like something you wouldn't want to do, or something that does happen in a farm. Name droppings. But no, I am not doing any name droppings. I'm keeping my nose clear of those. Or I'm trying to anyway. So, yes, I am the Pandemic Comic. You're in my environment. This is my mother's basement. I thank her for that ever so much. For the privilege of, and I do mean that, for the privilege of being down here. And let me just go to my cheat sheet if you don't mind. I don't know, there may be something that I missed, and if there is, then I will make a mark or a mention to it. Yeah, decorated. Yeah, it's a great place to be in the quarantine. And again, this is a quarantine. The name of the show is the Quarantine Lockdown Show. Quarantine Lockdown. We're all in it. I'm sorry that I'm wasting your time with this. I'll probably cut this part out, because it is, and it would be boring. But that's another item. I am going to do my best to not cut. And for you folks like me with attention deficit disorders, and we all have them. I know we have that too. We all have that in common. And that's been brought on by big tech, I guess, if you want to use a euphemism of the era. We all have short attention spans. And so as such, you know, I may bore you. You know, so you can turn this on when you want to go to sleep. I might lull you to your restful dreams with my quiet, ever so easygoing voice. Or maybe it's like a fingernails on a chalkboard to you. I don't know. But anyway, I lost my train of thought, which isn't hard for me to do. Oh, that's it, right. Speaking of thought, speaking of attention spans, um, I am 27 years old, which means that, there was a long 2 years between my 25th birthday and my most recent 27th. Um, but because it's my 20, because I turned 27, that means I'm that much older. And so, the old noggin isn't what it used to be, you know what I mean? So, if you see a little flakiness, it's not just dandruff. It's also brain cells being shed. Oh, yeah. Well, here's a good thing. I'm glad I read this. I'm not the only pandemic comic out there. There are, I don't know how many. There are tens, if not hundreds of thousands. There are people out there that are doing comedy right now as we speak. And, that great. Good. And, the reason I called myself the pandemic comic is because I didn't want to be a pandemic comic. I mean, I just chose the article the because to say a or an, well, an would be incorrect because of, English language, American English language. Anyway, a would not have been doing the appropriate naming, in my opinion. You have to be the. And it's just a generic term. I'm a person doing humor or attempting to, trying to bring a little levity to everyone who needs it. Because I've seen in some pretty darn good places where people have been in some tough spots, and it's been humor that has gotten them through those life-changing events. And, shout out to the nurses and doctors and firefighters and first responders, all those folks. I think that humor might help. I could never do their job. I don't know how they do it. But what I'm saying is, I'm not the only pandemic comic out there. It's just the handle I chose, the name I took, the little icon I created, branding myself as I am. So, that's it. That's that in a nutshell. But there's plenty of other humor and plenty of other comedy, and if I were you, I would do lots of searches on the internet for humor, because it definitely helps. Even if you're in your bed and you're watching this on your smart device, right? Maybe you're not watching me. Maybe you're watching some other funny program. I know it'd be difficult to watch two funny programs at the same time, but if you're watching, a funny program, I think that's got to help. I can't think of anything further that I need to say in this introduction other than welcome to my channel. I've done all the advertising that I want to do, so if you've not heard it, then hit the rewind button, which is the arrow that looks like it's pointing in the opposite direction. It doesn't make any sense. It's an arrow pointing right if you're looking at something that's directional. Anyway, go back in the video, and that's where the advertising is, and it's not that much further back from this point right here, which is the ending of the introduction. I am the pandemic comic. This is the quarantine lockdown show. I hope you enjoy the program. This is soda, by the way. I hope I don't swear or say anything that would damage a younger person or, a very young person's ears. So much of our culture has been cut away trashed, really, in my opinion, by using of 4-letter words, and I'm gonna try not to do that. And and already I'll tell you right now, if you go back in my videos that I posted from the very beginning, I did make an allusion to a word, and if I were a parent, which I'm not, thank the Lord, and humanity thanks me for not having my DNA out there. But at any rate, if I were a parent and I said something inappropriate, I being me, the Pandemic Comic, said something inappropriate, and there had to be a discussion. What did the Pandemic Comic just say? Well, I would say I don't understand it. I don't know what he said. Or say it's stupid, whatever he just said. It's a dumb thing and he shouldn't have said it. Or, your parents, you know what to say in those moments. I'm not a parent. Thank goodness. I mean, I've got a cat. That's the heater, by the way. And you're going to hear noises, but that's because I'm in the basement. You hear the water running through the pipes? That's water. Getting all of the antioxidants put in and taken out, and all of the carbon monoxide out of the air, so that we can breathe freely. So I just want to make that clear too. You're going to hear these random noises, and so that adds to the reality of this program. I really am in my mother's basement. That window there, that's a window, and I'm fortunate to have that view. That is a window to the outside world, and thank the Lord for that. So again, I'm the Pandemic Comic. Thanks for clicking on me. Thanks for watching as much as you have. And thanks for watching more if you decide to. If you don't, I understand. It's a free country. There's many more people out there, things out there to watch. I'm not trying to dissuade you or any of that. But that's it for now, okay? I hope you enjoy my videos. And thanks for coming. Make it a great day. Be silly, okay? Be silly. Be silly. No. Ah. See, I told you I was using my